The desert sands of Egypt hold secrets. For centuries, they have whispered tales of lost civilizations and forgotten knowledge. Ancient texts buried beneath the dunes offer glimpses into the past. These lost scriptures, often called apocrypha, tantalize us with alternative perspectives on history, faith, and the human experience. Their very existence challenges our understanding of the past. The canonical Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, have shaped Christian thought for centuries. These four texts, enshrined within the Bible, paint a familiar picture of Jesus' life, death, and resurrection. They have served as the foundation of Christian doctrine and inspired countless works of art, literature, and music. Yet, these canonical Gospels represent only a fraction of the early Christian writings that once circulated. In the early centuries of Christianity, a diverse array of texts emerged, each offering its own interpretation of Jesus' message and significance. Some of these texts gained widespread acceptance and were eventually incorporated into the biblical canon. Others, however, were deemed heretical or simply faded into obscurity. These rejected texts, often labeled as apocryphal or Gnostic, offer a glimpse into the diversity of early Christian thought. Judas Iscariot. The name itself evokes betrayal, infamy, and despair. In the canonical Gospels, Judas is forever branded as the traitor, the disciple who betrayed Jesus with a kiss, leading to his arrest and crucifixion. His name has become synonymous with treachery, his act a stark reminder of the capacity for evil that resides within the human heart. For centuries, Judas's story has been told and retold, his image cemented in the annals of history as the ultimate betrayer. Artists have depicted him with a sinister gaze, his hand clutching the proverbial 30 pieces of silver. Writers have explored the depths of his treachery, searching for motives behind his unforgivable act. Judas has become a literary archetype, a symbol of betrayal and the consequences of greed. The story of the Gospel of Judas's rediscovery begins not in the Holy Land, but amidst the ancient sands of Egypt. It's a tale shrouded in mystery, involving clandestine deals, forgotten tombs, and the enduring allure of lost scriptures. Our journey takes us to the late 1970s, near the village of Beni Massar, not far from the Nile River. It was here, in the shadow of ancient burial grounds, that a discovery would send shockwaves through the world of biblical scholarship. A group of local farmers, while excavating an abandoned tomb, stumbled upon a remarkable find, a small codex bound in leather, its pages filled with faded Coptic script. Little did they know that this unassuming book, buried for centuries, contained a lost gospel, a text that would challenge centuries of Christian tradition and ignite intense debate among scholars and believers alike. Unaware of the true value of their find, the farmers sold the codex to a local antiquities dealer. The manuscript then embarked on a circuitous journey, passing through the hands of various dealers and collectors. It languished for years, its secrets hidden beneath layers of dust and neglect. The codex, along with other ancient texts, was stored in a bank vault in Hicksville, New York, awaiting a buyer who could recognize its significance. Meanwhile, rumors of a lost gospel began to circulate among scholars. Whispers of a text that presented Judas in a new light, a gospel that challenged the very foundations of Christian belief, spread through academic circles. The hunt was on for this elusive manuscript, a race against time to rescue it from obscurity and unlock its secrets. Years turned into decades, and the codex, still languishing in the Hicksville bank vault, faced an even greater threat than obscurity: deterioration. The fragile papyrus, ravaged by time and humidity, began to crumble. Its precious ink faded with each passing day, threatening to erase the very words that held such potential to reshape our understanding of Christian history. The manuscript's survival hung precariously in the balance. In 1983, a Swiss antiquities dealer named Frieda Nussberger Charcos acquired the codex, recognizing its potential historical significance. She reached out to several scholars, hoping to find someone who could translate the ancient Coptic script and unlock the secrets held within the fragile pages. However, skepticism and fear of forgery, a common problem in the world of antiquities, initially hampered her efforts. Finally, in 2000, Professor Rodolphe Casser, a renowned Coptic scholar, agreed to take on the daunting task of translating and authenticating the text. Casser, along with a team of experts, meticulously pieced together the fragmented manuscript, painstakingly deciphering the faded script. As they delved deeper into the text, they realized they had stumbled upon something truly extraordinary. The codex, they discovered, contained not just one but 3 early Christian texts, all written in Coptic. The most complete and intriguing of these was a gospel, previously unknown, attributed to Judas Iscariot. The discovery sent shockwaves through the world of biblical scholarship, challenging long-held assumptions about early Christianity and the figure of Judas himself. The whispers of a lost gospel had become a resounding echo, reverberating through the halls of academia and beyond. The news of the Gospel of Judas's discovery spread like wildfire through the world of biblical scholarship. It was an earthquake in the field of early Christian studies, shaking the very foundations of traditional narratives. Here was a text, seemingly from antiquity, that dared to challenge the canonical Gospel's portrayal of Judas Iscariot, the disciple infamous for betraying Jesus. Scholars from around the globe flocked to examine the manuscript and its controversial contents. Conferences were convened, papers were written, and debates raged in academic journals and lecture halls. The Gospel of Judas became the subject of intense scrutiny, its every word analyzed and debated. It was a time of both excitement and trepidation as scholars grappled with the implications of this newfound piece of the historical puzzle. The National Geographic Society, which had helped fund the preservation and translation of the text, played a key role in bringing the Gospel of Judas to the public's attention. In 2006, they published a widely read article and aired a documentary, both titled The Gospel of Judas, which ignited public fascination with the controversial text. The world was captivated by this new perspective on a familiar biblical story. The Gospel of Judas, once lost to the sands of time, had re-emerged with a vengeance, challenging long-held beliefs and sparking a renewed interest in the origins of Christianity. It was a stark reminder that history is not always set in stone, that new discoveries can rewrite our understanding of the past. The scholarly world, and indeed the world at large, would never be the same. The emergence of the Gospel of Judas was not without its detractors. Some scholars questioned the text's authenticity, suggesting it might be a later forgery. Others, while accepting its age, argued that its contents were heretical and should be dismissed as the product of a fringe sect within early Christianity. The debate over the Gospel of Judas became a battleground for differing interpretations of early Christian history. Conservative Christian groups, in particular, voiced strong opposition to the Gospel of Judas. They argued that it contradicted the canonical Gospels and threatened to undermine the foundations of Christian faith. Some even labeled it as a work of the devil, designed to deceive and mislead. Despite the controversies, most scholars agreed that the Gospel of Judas, even if not a reliable account of historical events, offered invaluable insights into the diversity of beliefs that existed within early Christianity. It shed light on Gnosticism, a complex religious movement that emphasized spiritual knowledge as the path to salvation, which flourished alongside early Christianity. The debate surrounding the Gospel of Judas highlighted the challenges of interpreting ancient texts and the importance of considering multiple perspectives when reconstructing history. It served as a powerful reminder that our understanding of the past is constantly evolving, shaped by new discoveries and interpretations. The Gospel of Judas, whether embraced or rejected, had irrevocably altered the landscape of biblical scholarship. The Gospel of Judas does not unfold as a traditional narrative, recounting the life and teachings of Jesus in a linear fashion. Instead, it reads more like a philosophical treatise, a record of dialogues and revelations shared between Jesus and his disciples, particularly Judas Iscariot. From the outset, it's clear that this gospel presents a radically different perspective on Judas, one that challenges the ingrained image of him as the ultimate betrayer. Gone is the figure of Judas driven by greed, consumed by envy, or tempted by Satan. Instead, we encounter a Judas who is portrayed as Jesus' closest confidant, the only disciple who truly comprehends the depths of his teachings. This Judas is no villain, but a chosen instrument entrusted with a crucial role in a divine plan that transcends human understanding. The Gospel opens with Jesus laughing at his disciples for misunderstanding the nature of God, for clinging to their earthly rituals and traditions. Judas, however, seems to grasp Jesus' message on a deeper level. He engages Jesus in philosophical discussions, questioning him about the nature of the cosmos, the fate of humanity, and the mysteries of salvation. In this gospel, Jesus doesn't shy away from sharing esoteric knowledge with Judas, revealing secrets hidden from the other disciples. He speaks of a higher God, beyond human comprehension, and a realm of spiritual perfection far removed from the material world. This Judas is no mere follower, he's a seeker, an intellectual sparring partner who challenges Jesus and probes the depths of his teachings. The Gospel of Judas explores complex cosmology and mystical beliefs of early Christian sects influenced by Gnosticism. It describes a universe with a hierarchy of divine beings from an unknowable God. Humanity is trapped in a material world by a flawed demiurge. Salvation comes through gnosis, or knowledge. Jesus is a divine emanation guiding humanity to gnosis. His teachings unlock hidden knowledge for spiritual enlightenment. Judas plays a preordained role in a divine plan, not as a traitor, but as a pivotal figure. The heart of the Gospel of Judas lies in the intimate dialogues between Jesus and Judas, exchanges filled with cryptic pronouncements and esoteric teachings. These conversations, often taking place away from the other disciples, reveal a level of trust and understanding between Jesus and Judas that surpasses even their closest followers. In one pivotal passage, Jesus reveals to Judas the fate of those who cling to the teachings of the false god, the demiurge who created the material world. He describes them as destined for a realm of darkness and ignorance, their souls trapped in an endless cycle of reincarnation. This fate, however, does not apply to Judas. Jesus tells Judas, "But you will exceed all of them, for you will sacrifice the man that clothes me." This enigmatic statement hints at Judas's crucial role in the unfolding drama. Jesus, as a divine being, cannot be truly killed. The man that clothes me refers to Jesus' physical body, his earthly vessel. By facilitating the arrest and crucifixion of Jesus' physical form, Judas is not committing an act of betrayal, but fulfilling a divine request. He is, in essence, assisting in the liberation of Jesus' true spiritual self from the limitations of the material world. Section 4. The controversial kiss. The Gospel of Judas culminates in the event that has forever defined Judas in the annals of history, the kiss of betrayal. However, in this version of events, the kiss takes on a completely different meaning. It's not an act of treachery, but a preordained act of sacrifice carried out at Jesus' own behest. The Gospel describes how Jesus instructs Judas to identify him to the authorities with a kiss. When Judas expresses his reluctance, understanding the suffering that awaits Jesus, Jesus assures him that he will be rewarded for his obedience. "You will be cursed for generations for revealing this mystery," Jesus tells Judas, "but you will come to rule over them." This passage suggests that Judas's actions, though seemingly treacherous, are part of a larger plan orchestrated by Jesus himself. The kiss is not a symbol of betrayal, but a necessary step in fulfilling a divine mission. It's a sacrifice that will brand Judas as a traitor in the eyes of the world, but ultimately elevate him to a position of spiritual authority. The Gospel of Judas ends abruptly, without describing the crucifixion or its aftermath. Instead, it leaves the reader with a sense of mystery, a glimpse into a radical reinterpretation of a pivotal biblical event. Judas, the eternal villain, is transformed into a tragic hero, a misunderstood figure who played a crucial role in a cosmic drama that transcends human understanding. Section 1. Challenging orthodoxies. The Gospel of Judas reinterprets Judas Iscariot, challenging centuries of Christian doctrine. Instead of a traitor, Judas is portrayed as a chosen confidant in a divine plan. This perspective forces a reassessment of Jesus' death and resurrection. Section 2. Echoes of Gnosticism. The Gospel of Judas aligns with Gnostic beliefs, emphasizing secret knowledge and a higher God. Judas is depicted as a recipient of esoteric wisdom, not a traitor. This text highlights the fluid boundaries between early Christian and Gnostic thought. The discovery of the Gospel of Judas revealed the diversity of early Christianity. It challenged the notion of a monolithic early church, showing competing interpretations and theological disputes. The text highlighted alternative Christianities and belief systems. It underscored the complex and contested process of forming Christian identity and doctrine. The Gospel of Judas reignited the debate about Judas Iscariot's true nature. Was he a traitor or a faithful servant carrying out Jesus' instructions? The text paints Judas as a complex figure, not a one-dimensional villain. It compels us to grapple with questions about faith, betrayal, and the nature of truth. The unveiling of the Gospel of Judas ignited academic debate. Scholars contested its authenticity, provenance, and theological implications. Some saw it as a revolutionary discovery, others as a heretical work. The debate reflected the profound stakes at play in understanding early Christianity. The Gospel of Judas captured public imagination and sparked a media frenzy. Reactions were mixed, with some seeing it as a challenge to long-held beliefs. The text tapped into human fascination with good, evil, and redemption. The public debate highlighted the enduring power of biblical narratives to captivate and divide. The Gospel of Judas left an indelible mark on biblical scholarship. It forced a reassessment of early Christianity and religious authority. The text challenged the notion of a monolithic Christian past. Its legacy lies in provoking critical thinking and encouraging a nuanced understanding of faith and history. The rediscovery of the Gospel of Judas reminds us that history is dynamic. It challenges the simplistic narrative of Judas as a traitor. The text compels us to confront the limitations of our historical knowledge. It encourages a healthy skepticism and recognition of evolving historical interpretations. The Gospel of Judas reminds us of early Christianity's diversity and dynamism, marked by theological ferment and competing interpretations. The canonical Gospels provide a foundational narrative, but represent only a fraction of early Christian texts. Many were deemed heretical and suppressed. The Gospel of Judas, with its Gnostic echoes and secret knowledge, offers a glimpse into alternative Christianities. These perspectives illuminate the complex process of forming religious identity. Embracing early Christian diversity enriches our understanding of this formative period. The Gospel of Judas compels us to move beyond simplistic narratives. It reminds us that religious traditions are living, evolving expressions of faith. Embracing this diversity fosters a more inclusive understanding of the human search for meaning. The Gospel of Judas, like any historical artifact, does not offer easy answers or definitive truths. It presents us with a tantalizing glimpse into a lost world, a fragment of a conversation begun centuries ago. Its discovery serves as a powerful reminder that the quest for historical understanding is an ongoing journey. The echoes of the past beckon us to delve deeper, to question assumptions, and to embrace the mystery. The Gospel of Judas reminds us that the past is not a closed book, but a source of endless fascination. Let us approach the past with humility, recognizing the limitations of our knowledge. And let us never lose sight of the power of a single artifact to illuminate the human experience. The Gospel of Judas invites us to seek truth in the echoes of the past and embrace the mystery.